This video is going to sound very groundbreaking because you don't need more time to get lean. And the crazy thing is, if you're working long hours, you are stressed, you're trying to still get lean as well. I'm going to be telling you the exact reason why your body isn't changing. Now, I know for a fact that you clicked on this video because you're already putting in efforts. So I can tell genuinely the problem isn't effort. The problem really is your daily life is silently built to destroy and sabotage your fat loss journey. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to fix that problem. And I promise you that every single thing I'm going to be explaining in this video is going to make you happy like this young man with a lean physique and still with a busy lifestyle. With that said, let's run it. Let's go. Let's go. Sub to the channel. Follow on every social media platform. No time wasted. You already know game is about to be dropped. This will shock you. You don't have a fat loss problem. Yes, I said it. You watching this video are most likely like this young man. You have heard so much fitness advice and you have put in so much work, but regardless, you still don't get the efforts. So the problem is most fitness advice you've heard almost all your life is tailored to people who make fitness a second part-time job. And that is not you. You have real life stress. You genuinely most likely you have a full-time job. You have responsibilities outside of the gym. And by the time they're telling you every generic fitness advice, it just doesn't apply to you. So with that said, let me dive into the real solution to your problem. Now, I promise you value, and I need to explain the first thing, why you keep overeating. And one thing I just have to tell you straight off the bat is you're not weak. I need to tell you this because your cravings is literally just a way of your body telling you what it wants. And for the longest of time, I used to always feel like fitness is something that I need to use my mind to control my body. But I realized that you need to start listening to your body, and we'll dive right into it. Having so much cravings is simply because you're underfueled. And I understand that even me speaking on cravings is something that people don't even speak on in the fitness industry. It's more so, as I said, the fitness advice is never specifically tailored to those who have real lives. So now the problem is you are stressed from the work pressure. You most likely use food to relieve that stress. And I realized this because at one point in my life, I realized that I was always just eating away my problems. You're always constantly searching for that emotional comfort that comes from food. So you're not weak, you're just genuinely underfueled. And the interesting thing is, I'm not even going to be showing you how to fix your cravings. I'm actually going to be showing you how to actually use your cravings. I know I'm the first person who's going to tell you this. Stop fighting your cravings. I want you to manage them. Stop always mentally trying to force yourself to not crave what you want. Instead, I want you to be able to incorporate them actually. So, every single time your body is telling you that it is craving sugar, is maybe craving that donut or that sugary cookie, the honest truth is that you don't have energy in your body most likely. You're already stressed and your brain is looking for comfort plus actual energy. So what I want you to do is I want you to eat an anchor meal first. The reason why I actually want you to eat an anchor meal first is this will be the meal we eat first, then we can then dive into the cravings. Now, what is the anchor meal formula? We need the food to actually have protein, we need the food to have carbs, and we also need the food to have fats. And typically what I realize is I keep the calories within 450 to 600 calories. The reason being, as a man who actually still has responsibilities, you want to eat food that is not going to affect your brain and like prevent you from working. You want to eat food and actually still be able to function, because this is a problem I realized with one of my clients. He would tell me that, oh, by the time I eat a full meal, I can't function. I personally recommend every single man to start tracking their calories. Now, the reason is you want to keep your calories within a sweet spot where you can function and you can also enjoy yourself as well. By the time you actually get your anchor meal in, I'm not going to lie to you, you can then proceed to your cravings. However, what you're going to realize if you actually drink water as well is the craving will actually disappear because you're actually going to start getting proper fuel. And that's really going to be a life changing, because they always tell you be in a caloric deficit. However, they never really tell you how to. This solves the problem of the caloric deficit issue, as you will naturally be driven into a caloric deficit once you start incorporating this one thing. The next point is even going to blow your mind. Stick with me. I won't lie to you. The next problem you generally have is the discipline problem. I believe you watching this video already tells me that you have enough discipline. The problem is you are fatigued from too many decisions. You've most likely been making so many decisions in your work, so many decisions in your whole day, and now you then come back home. When you come back home, you then realize that I have to eat healthy. And that in itself is a decision that you're already tired of. What then simply happens is rather than actually you eating healthy, you just look at your phone and you're like, man, I'm in the mood for some pizza. I'm not gonna stress. You sit down on your couch, you can chill, you can enjoy yourself while they bring out the pizza, or probably maybe you were craving sushi that day, or whatever really you were craving. You have made too many decisions during the day, and you come back and now you have to try and use willpower. And we all know how that works. It doesn't turn out good. Now, what I'm gonna tell you have to do is you have to remove the decisions. The goal really would be to make it easy. Remove the friction for thinking. That really would in itself make the eating automatic. You need to stop choosing every single time. So by the time you're burnt out from work, by the time you even start incorporating the first point, if I'm going to be honest, what you're going to realize is you're going to start having more energy. But let's assume that you are stubborn and you refuse to incorporate the first point. This point you have to incorporate, please. The reason is because you need simple meals where it becomes genuinely automatic. Now, I'm going to tell you a simple go-to. I'm not genuinely going to push the thing of meal prepping on all of that because you're most likely just starting off. So I don't know. I feel like this might be too much. What I will tell you is there are simple foods you can make that will actually enable you even hit your protein, start getting your diet on point, and make the decision fatigue easy. The first one I would say would be eggs. You can scramble them, you can boil them. Personally, I would be liking boiled eggs these days because I just literally need to put it on fire and go and sit down, come back and peel. Simple and short. So the next thing I'm then going to tell you is beans. The reason why I would say beans is it genuinely keeps you full. And this is a carb source as well, in as much as it also has protein. Another thing I would say is a game changer for me has been lentils. Now I'm telling you lentils and the beans because these are also quite easy for you to make. And these are also carb sources and protein sources. You're having your diet problem gradually get fixed. Now, one more thing I would say has to be minced chicken. This has really, really changed my life. The reason why I would say this has changed my life is when you always have chicken prepared, it doesn't even have to even be minced form. Just pretty much have chicken prepared. When you have your chicken prepared, hitting your protein very, very simple. So all I need to do is I could probably grab bread from the store, a wrap from the store. I could grab a tortilla wrap. I could grab a lavash wrap. Like carbs really are never really an issue. But one thing I had to say is you need to be eating your protein consistently. Now, the reason why I had to say that thing is because you have to eat protein to build protein as muscle. And when you incorporate these little things, it starts making your thinking less and consistency even more. I won't say you need variety, especially at this point you're trying to build momentum. The variety can come when you start understanding more of your macros. And down to your protein, you need to be eating 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Please, that is an essential daily. You need to be doing that daily, by the way. Now, this will make your diet pretty much locked in and take you to that lean physique straightforward. I have to say this is also a game changer. The fat loss doesn't happen in the gym. Training is genuinely just one equation. The other equation comes from your steps. People don't know how much steps is so much important. I have gotten a client results just from literally bumping up his steps. This is so underrated. I want to paint a scenario in your mind. Now, imagine two guys. They have the same jobs. One pretty much walks 8K steps doing calls and breaks. The other sits 12 hours straight. They have the same training, but guess what's going to happen? They're going to have different results. And the crazy thing is, it's not even an intensity problem. It's a lifestyle thing. And that's what I'm saying. It's a lifestyle thing. The moment you can start getting your steps in, probably pacing around doing your calls, probably when you're cooking and you get back home, maybe just shift inside to side, you're going to realize how the 8 to 10K steps is not even hard. I've already started even speaking about this. So it's the fat loss without the cardio. I really have to say this. Fitness is something that requires daily inputs. So with that said, we're going to begin the steps easy. So walk during calls. Turn phone conversations into movements. When you are walking around, while you are getting your calls, try and actually just get a little bit of steps in. Maybe in between your calls, just something. Get them steps in during the call. Pace around while you're thinking, brainstorming, problem solving. I'm going to tell you, when you move, your brain grooves. Yes, you heard me right. Now, short movement breaks. You can set a timer that every 60 minutes, I'm going to be taking like a walk. This in itself genuinely even increase your metabolism. What this literally does is it pretty much allows you to not depend on cardio that can burn you out and actually have a dialed in structure. By the time you start incorporating this, you're going to realize one thing: you don't need crazy cardio in the gym all the time. When you're going to be doing cardio, you're going to be doing it to improve your cardiovascular health because obviously you need to be doing that. But you're not going to be relying on cardio to burn your fats because this is going to take care of it. Now, the training, we have to dial this in too. Now, what I want you to be doing is the 3 to 4 sessions weekly. Yes, that's all you need. You don't need more training. 3 to 4 sessions. You don't need to be sleeping in the gym 7 sessions a week. No, 3 to 4 sessions is enough. You need to prioritize your recovery. Quality rest between sessions is really the thing. You need to dial in on your sleep, dial in on that recovery, please. I plead with you. So, when you actually are going to the gym, it's not always going to be that stressful. And finally, you need to focus on intensity. Now, the reason why I'm telling you some of all these things, I'm not going to lie and tell you that you incorporating these things makes fat loss easy. But however, I'm going to tell you this one thing. It does make it simple. Simple enough for you to stick to and get results, please. Because I'm not going to come and market this thing and you're going to be expecting to be losing weight like this every single time. No, that's not what's going to happen. This is to simply give you a framework that you can easily stick to with your lifestyle. I just had to say that to set your expectation and to not look like I'm always trying to bait you or to clickbait you as well. There's a reason why most men are not lean. There's a reason why being lean is a status symbol. It's simply because most men actually rely on motivation. And you see this thing, it is so unreliable. When it fades and your willpower depletes, you're cooked. Genuinely speaking, because you can't even rely on anything. By the time you start operating with emotions as a man, you just know that it's over. When you have a dialed in system that replaces this motivation, that right there is what will get you that body and get you that physique. And lean men rely on systems. And systems simply means save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. That's what system simply means. When your fat loss becomes automatic, when you have every single thing dialed in to get you the results and for you to just keep on that consistent efforts, I promise you it's going to be easy. Even though I did say, I promise you it's going to be simple. That I can assure you. If you want a system that's snug specifically to your lifestyle, where you don't want a generic fitness information or generic fitness advice that does not work for you, I'm going to tell you, book a call with the link. And if you are a good fit, we're going to work together and get you to that dream physique that I know you deserve. And with that said, that's the end of the video.